Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Been a lot of conversations the last month or so about what this coaching staff would look like in 2025. And look, there's always grumbling and moaning and complaining about the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, right? That's low-hanging fruit. But I think there's been some good conversations, too, when it comes to guys like Kelsey Pope, the development in the wide receiver room. Also on the offensive line, we've not seen any of the young guys develop, but you've also had a veteran bunch on that offensive line. I think Glenn Ellerbe, I think Kelsey Pope, they deserve another year, another opportunity. We'll see what those position groups do in 2025. But the real names to keep an eye on were Tim Banks, also Mike Eckler, and also Willie Martinez, as their contracts expired at the end of January. But once we kind of got through January, I thought we were through. I thought we were going to be returning this entire coaching staff. And I think continuity is important. Look, I don't think you want to go into year 5, a year that I think Josh Heupel is at a crossroads. Does this program, are they ready to take a step forward, or do they take a step backwards? I think continuity is important as we head into 2025. But we got some breaking news. Mike Eckler, VolQuest put it out just a little bit ago. Tennessee special teams coordinator Mike Eckler leaving for Nebraska. Now, again, this was one of the names that we had mentioned, not because his contract expired, but because there was a lot of rumors around Nebraska throughout the month of January. Definitely had interest. The question wasn't, does Mike Eckler want to return to Nebraska? The question was, would they offer him the job? The news is out. Mike Eckler is officially returning to Nebraska. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me real quick. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick. It's free. It's easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is what you guys are. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Right now, we're going live every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, playing EA Sports College Football, talking all things Tennessee football. Probably going to change that this coming week with the Super Bowl right around the corner, but I will let you guys know when we go live. Make sure you subscribe and click that bell. That's the most important thing. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Let's talk about Mike Eckler just a little bit. Again, outside linebackers coach as well as the special teams coordinator, and I think that's where you're going to miss him. But as far as him taking this offer, again, when the speculation kind of came out last month, it was, would Nebraska offer? Look, Mike Eckler grew up in Nebraska. His family lives less than an hour away from the stadium. VolQuest in their article said that was part of this, that there were rumors, there were sources that said Mike Eckler wanted to be closer to his family. So no real surprise that he takes this job. He also coached linebackers at Nebraska from 2008 to 2010. But again, we look at what we're losing here in Mike Eckler. And yeah, we love this guy, right? He's fun. He's energetic. He gives us great quotes, right? Great, like a fart in a skillet. There's also some more serious quotes. I play this one all the time. I love this from Mike Eckler.
99% of the people in this world want to be great. Would you agree with that? Yeah, they're called wannabes. 1% work to be great. Drop the mic on that.
He's an energy guy. He's a motivator. But what are you actually losing on the field? Mike Eckler, again, coaches outside linebackers, coaches that edge position. For me, I think that's really Rodney Garner that does more coaching on that defensive line than it is Mike Eckler. But you are also losing your special teams coordinator. This was from the VolQuest article. They said Tennessee only gave up 115 return yards in the punt game in 2024 while averaging right at 16 yards per return. Punter Jackson Ross averaged 44 yards a punt with 21 of his 53 punts inside the 20-yard line. And then you move over to the kicking game. First-year place kicker Max Gilbert went 20 for 26 on field goals in 2024. Tennessee did struggle with penalties on special teams and gave up a kick return touchdown against Vanderbilt to open the game the final week of the regular season. So where do we go from here? Who replaces Mike Eckler as an on-field coach? And it's interesting to me because of all the changes in college football, right? You go and you look at the UT coaching directory and you have so many analysts that are a part of this program, whether they're evaluating or they're game planning or whatever it is that they're doing. But now you got unlimited coaches on the field. And one of the guys that you got to have your eye on is Coach Chop, right? And we've talked a lot about Coach Chop because the way that he's recruited, the kids love him. Anytime there is a defensive lineman that's being recruited, you hear, oh, I love Coach G and I love Coach Chop. Now he's listed right now as a senior defensive analyst. Would he come in and maybe help Coach G? Would he coach the outside linebackers? And then maybe you shuffle things around and look to put somebody else in there to take care of special teams. Do you hire from outside to bring somebody in to run special teams. It'll be interesting to see what Josh Heupel does, but we kind of questioned, were we going to see any coaching turnover? Well, we now have it. The breaking news is out. Mike Eckler returning back to Nebraska. Now, this news came out a couple of weeks ago because, again, the names that we were keeping an eye on, Mike Eckler, Tim Banks, Willie Martinez. Willie Martinez, would he retire or would he come back? VolQuest had kind of reported they didn't expect any coaching changes, but here we got the news from Mike Eckler. And again, this came out a couple of weeks ago where Tennessee extended defensive coordinator Tim Banks. You can see there, Banks led one of the country's top defenses in 2024. Did I read that right? Led one of the country's top defenses in 2024. The Vols held 11 of their 13 opponents under 20 points on defense and finished 5th nationally in yards per play allowed at 4.56. Couldn't see the screen. Says Banks received interest from multiple teams. Now, did he really receive interest, or was his agent doing what agents should do? His new deal will pay him in the $2 million range annually, sources told ESPN, after he made $1.5 million this season. Again, I think this is good, man. I think this was important. I think renewing Tim Banks as you go into year 5, again, what I'm calling a crossroads year. How would you feel as you look at the schedule in 2025, right? We won 11 games in 22. We took a step back in 2023 because, we said Joe Milton, but we got this transitional period before we get Nico in the boat. You get Nico out there, you go 10-2 in the regular season, college football playoff or bust. What if you take a step back in 2025? What if you go 8-4? How would you feel about Josh Heupel if you go out and you lose 4 games? And you look at the schedule, and we talked about this last night on the EA Sports College Football stream. You look at the schedule for next year. You got to do 3 things that you've never done before. You got to beat Georgia, period, or you got to go on the road and beat Alabama, or on the road and beat Florida, and that's to give you a ceiling of 9-3. If you can't do one of those 3 things, your ceiling is now 9 wins. What if you drop another game? We've seen Josh Heupel do that. You go on the road, you slip up, South Carolina, Missouri, whoever it may be. You're looking at 8-4. How would you judge Josh Heupel if that happened? That's why I feel like for some people in this fan base, 2025 is crucial. 2025 is a crossroads. Josh Heupel needs to do something that he's not done, and that's beat Florida on the road, beat Alabama on the road. Just go beat Georgia in Neyland Stadium. Georgia, the only team to beat Tennessee in Neyland Stadium in the last 3 years. I think that says something about what Josh Heupel has done, but it also says something about Georgia. So as you go into that year, I don't think you want all this turnover. I don't think you want to be putting in a new defensive coordinator with a new system, new verbiage, new language. I think continuity is good here, but as we see the breaking news that Mike Eckler is returning to Nebraska, I don't think this is going to hurt us too much. I think I really look for Josh Heupel to slide in Coach Chop. That's who I think is ultimately going to take over for Mike Eckler. And then what do we do on special teams? We'll keep our eye on it. We'll see what the hot boards look like. The coaching search begins, or is it just typical Josh Heupel promote from within? Look, the news just broke. I wanted to jump on here and make a quick video, also touch on the Tim Banks thing. That's something that I didn't really talk a whole lot about once that contract renewed. What are your thoughts about Mike Eckler heading to Nebraska? Who do you replace him with? What do you think this coaching staff looks like in 2025? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also support the channel by hitting the join button right down there below. It's right there beside subscribe. Just says join. You can click that. $1 a month goes a long way. We appreciate your support. There is strength in numbers as we roll through the offseason. There are links in the description below. Just hit more info. There are links for the merchandise, links to join the channel. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.